it doing? Okay, got it.
Click on anything, just leave it alone.
Well, I was just gonna click that. Okay, fine. You sit down. Trying to help, you know? Oh God, I don't know if I could see. That happened. Oh, okay. Oh, I can't hear any. Oh, there we go. Nancy,
Hi.
what's going on with your audio?
Do you prefer Gabby or Gabriela?
Gab is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Awesome.
Nancy, there might be a thing at the bottom where it says video. Let's see at the bottom. There might be a thing.
Oh,
there's
we go.
Nancy.
Yay!
But how do we connect to the audio?
Oh, the audio. Is there a? Do you have an audio button? Where's your volume button?
So if you hit the arrow thing, it'll say like select speaker, select microphone, all that jazz.
What arrow?
That.
What arrow thing? Oh, right.
So next to mute.
Next to mute. Oh. Oh,
Right there.
join audio. There you go. Now can you hear Nancy?
Hi, Nancy.
Yay!
Can you hear me?
Oh. No,
Hey,
you shouldn't
everybody.
hear. Where's your
Welcome
volume?
to the Lucky Ones podcast. We are just working on some technical fun stuff. You know, technology is great when it wants to work. I'm your host, Lucky Wood, and I'm joined by my beautiful co-host, Katie Hankey, who's in a different box right now, but she's soon to be in the empty box over there. We have two amazing elite leading ladies in the arm wrestling world. I'm going to get this right. Gabriela Vasconcelos.
Yeah, that's good.
Is it right or is it just good?
Oh yeah, Vasconcelos. That's the right one.
Okay, got it. And then
But I'll take it, whatever.
appreciate you. And then Nancy Nations, of course, as well. So if you are a fan of arm wrestling, you already are well familiar with both of these ladies. And we're just super excited that they agreed to come on tonight and share all of their wisdom and insight and make us better female arm wrestlers. They're going to fix us all tonight. So I'm ready for it.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Nancy's face. We're
having some problems. Like, is there anything on here?
Let me see if I can do something.
Maybe you as the host can activate her mic.
I was seeing if I could do that. The only thing that I can do is mute her, though, unfortunately.
There we go. Can you hear her now? Now talk.
No, it's...
And then hang on, let me do this. Wait, Katie, don't leave.
No, she fixed it, I think.
Well, she's muted now.
Okay, so now can you hear me?
Yes!
Oh,
yes!
yeah.
We win!
Yeah!
Here we go. All right, so oh no. So having trouble myself. Okay, so Christina Castle will hopefully. There she is. Never mind. I spoke too soon. So I know Nancy and Katie obviously know each other because you just saw them like together. At least I hope. Katie, do you know Nancy? Did she break into your house?
Yes, she did, but it's okay. She's a world champion. She's allowed in.
Right, there you go. There you go. And Casto, have you ever met Gabby? No. No, okay. Awesome. And then Nancy and Gabby, have you guys met before?
Yeah, we have.
What up, girl?
Very cool. I was just trying to do the Kevin Bacon seven people too and see how we were all connected. So that's awesome. I haven't gotten to meet Katie yet, which I'm super excited for. She lives way too far away though, and I'm super excited.
I'm excited too. Someday I'm gonna go out and meet her. Castro and I actually haven't met in person. We actually live pretty close to each other. We haven't met in person yet either. So we've been trying though. AKA Nancy's got her earbuds in.
Trying, and Cass has been dodging me.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, enough about me and my hurt feelings. Let's dive right into this, ladies. Miss Nations, Nancy Nations, can you tell us how you got into arm wrestling? I know this is a fun background.
Well, I don't know if it's fun. It's kind of, I can hear myself.
Okay. I can hear earbuds back in. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Thought I could get away with it.
Nope. Just ruined it.
So, I've never done like strength sports or anything like that before in my life, or I wasn't like a power lifter or anything. But had always been like big and strong. And so I was like around 41, 42 years old, and I just kind of had just a feeling inside that it was time for me to do something with, because I'm big, broad shouldered, always been strong. And I started looking around at sports. What sports can you just like jump into later on in life, And I don't even remember how. It was probably on Facebook or something. I came across arm wrestling, and I started doing Google searches and trying to find tournaments and everything. And my first tournament was the Washington State tournament. And I just showed up at the tournament. I did not know how to arm wrestle, but I'm not, I'm strong, or whatever. And I won. And so I got the bug. And I just started going to tournaments. And it took me probably about a year before I decided to start going to practices and like learning how to arm wrestle. What I ended up doing was I had won some local tournaments, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to show up at nationals just to see what I could do. And I showed up and got smashed. And I got smashed by Kathy Merrill and oh my gosh, I can't remember the other person's name, but got smashed. And I kind of was at a crossroads of, am I going to learn how to arm wrestle, or am I going to go, okay, that was fun. And I just decided to join a team and start learning how to arm wrestle. So the rest was kind of history. But yeah, I was 42 when I started arm wrestling.
That's awesome. Miss Gabby, how did you get into arm wrestling? What's your background?
I was 30 years younger than Nancy when I started. I was actually 12. And I used to do gymnastics. And because of that, I was apparently strong. And I've always been stronger than my friends, like my girlfriends. And then because of that, a former arm wrestler invited me. She said that she was observing me and knew that I was going to be good at it. I honestly have had no idea back then that arm wrestling was a sport. I used to, I don't know, play at school or whatever, but I never knew it was a real sport. And I was really in love with gymnastics. So I firstly hated actually. Not that I hated, but I didn't want to do it. And she was like, "Oh, you were so good. You have to do it," because she took me in for a test at the official table, and everyone was testing me out, and they all agreed that I was strong enough to start. But then I was like, in my mind, I knew 100% that I didn't want to, but I was just like, they were so excited that I was too shy to say no, and I said yeah. And then that's how it started, because then yeah. And then like 3 weeks later, I went to the state championship and I won. And then I actually, it took me over a year to really start liking arm wrestling. I was competing and winning like few things, and I even won nationals, but I was just like not really into it because it felt at first that it was too easy because I was too strong for like a beginner. And I was young, so I was competing in under 18 years old classes. And I actually, my first nationals was like 2 months in, and I just lost to my coach. And even then, I didn't feel like um, I didn't feel when you are challenged, like it was not something like I was going there not training as anyone else was, and I was winning more than everybody else. So it was just like and coming from gymnastics, which is like super hard every time and it's never enough, I didn't feel anything like motivated to train, or like I didn't like it. But when I first lost a big tournament. It was like my first Worlds. I was 13 and I went to Hungary for under 18 Worlds and I took second and third. And like everyone was talking about how I was gonna win. And that was when like I knew, like I knew that I only lost because I didn't know everything. Like I lost to the girl that I beat before, like in the qualifiers. So I knew that I was stronger than her. I just and I by the time that she grabbed my hand, I knew right away that she had changed something and I didn't know what or or what to do, how to defend, how to attack. And then she beat me and then I was like, okay, this is not just about being strong, because if it was, I would have won again. And then I started enjoying more because I got into the learning process, which was uh, it
Much
started
harder.
when I was 13 and it's still happening. So that's what that's the fun part of it, at least like a non-ending process of learning every time you are at the gym or at the table, and it's very much a lot of fun.
Very cool. That's awesome. I think it's really interesting how like you started out like not liking it and now you're like the number one female in the world. That's pretty that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's been like 24 years now, and it took me like almost 2 years to enjoy it, but for
Right.
22 years I've been really enjoying it. So I really worked to be here.
Right. So I'm happy the you that didn't like it didn't win out.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So you mentioned worlds and nationals at a very young age. What are some really big events that have stuck out to you both? And Gabby, I'll let you go first this time. What are some like that you really like to be at that you really felt like you like really showed the world who you are?
Well, it took me over like I don't know, maybe uh, okay, so today I have 28 world titles, right, in senior class. It took me over 20 to be recognized. So, I really love worlds, but I don't, I don't think that back then, because of no internet, no YouTube, no social media, it was valued like it is today because people just didn't know. Like we have like so many world champions back then that nobody cares today for what they achieved back then. And that's sad, but I I I think that today it's like it's either you have to be lucky enough to be so good at social media that people will have you because of your influence, or you just have to be not good but like one of the best to be valued by your efforts or your achievements. And I think I took the harder path, that is like winning a lot of things. But yeah, and then like I think that my first super match was a big like a big thing for me because it was against Sarah, 2012, Sarah Beckman. She was still Sweden, Swedish only. And I have never even thought about a super match before. I didn't know how to train for it. but I got a lot of attention because of her fame, and I lost. So it was like heartbreaking. But I realized that the sport had this other kind of way of show itself to the world, and I didn't know about super matches before. But I was already like 16-time world champion or something like that, and I remember clearly she saying that she didn't know who I was. And like that also broke me for a while because um like I think today she has like eight world titles, which is awesome. But I had twice as much like 12 years ago, and she didn't know who I was because I was just not famous her. And then I lost, which was even worse because it just happened that she I almost made her statement be true, like that I was no one. But then after that, we fought a couple of times more, and I think I made sure she remembers me now. But
Got a little fire lit underneath you.
Right.
but actually, like I really, really, really like her, and we became friends. So that's also a very big achievement for me because after that first match, we spent a whole lot of time without talking to each other because we were not friends. We were just like opponents. And then I really wanted to be her friend, and I felt so like um inexistent to her that when I became friends with her, it was almost another victory for me. Not because of her fame, but because I don't feel good when I just have someone that I can't really talk to, or have that rivalry that I don't find nice ever. And then it was good to know that it, like to take that out of my shoulder because I don't support that kind of rivalry off the table, right? And I'm sorry, I really talked too much, but I didn't even know if I answered a question.
You did. You did a great job.
They had you on here for you to talk, so it's
Yeah, we want to hear you talk.
Yes.
You talk all the time.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, and then when I really started going to those big events that we have today, like I went to WEL 19 and then King of the Table and East versus West, which is like the best event.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like when I went to Slotty back before the split, it was a huge event. And I really had a goal of going there and winning. And then I got the first time I went, I got two fourth places. I cried all night. And then I went back next year and I got 2 seconds. And I was really happy because I know how hard it was to be the champion there. Like, and I wasn't as heavy as I am today. So like the weight counted a lot. But yeah, I think that today we uh we have more of this like people knowing who you are, and those events really changed it because before that, even though I was a world champion, no one knew. But I really like all my world titles. They were really hard to get, and and I really fought for them. So they are all very special, and they each have a different story of how I'm proud of having it.
I have one follow-up question and I promise I'll get to you, Nancy, I swear. So
Totally fine.
Sorry.
appreciate you. So there has been like a lot of talk, especially here recently, about women when, they lose or they go to a big event and like it's an open weight and you have, women who have opportunities to get really good in the sport and then they come in last or they lose and then you never see them again. And we have kind of a big event coming up for women's arm wrestling.
here in May. And, there's been a lot of talk around like, well, what happens, to the person who comes in last at that event, because somebody's going to have to. So what would you say is the biggest thing that helped you overcome some of those major things that you were hoping to win and didn't, or, it didn't turn out in your favor and you're still doing it to this day and you obviously were able to like turn it into fuel? What would your girls?
That's exactly it. You turn it in your favor. You don't ever gonna learn from winning. So it took me like a few years of losing to Eglet to finally be able to beat her last time we pulled.
Yeah.
And I really remember every single match I had with her. So like and I remember that each time was harder for her to beat me, but at the same time, I always thought to my head, I never even came close to beating her. But then like it becomes your goal. Like you have to focus on what you want and go for it. Like if you give up, that's gonna be your last memory. And then like talking about those events that are coming May, if I'm not mistaken, you are only invited to those, right? So I believe that there are many women that didn't get the invitation. So if you are on the list, you're already deserving of that. You're already a winner of a list of other women that would really want to be there and are not. So and also you are not pulling against like whoever it is, like a random person. It's just like a list of 12, or I don't know, I think it's 12, right? 12 really good arm wrestlers that were chosen to.
So there's 12 lightweights and 12 heavyweights.
Yeah, right. That's it. So you're in a list of 12 supposedly same level real good arm wrestlers. So the difference between last and first can be details, and that's not even like a thing to consider in those kind of tournaments, like because if they chose you to be there, it's because you can be anyone, and you just have to push through and hope for the best. Like I don't know, I saw the brackets, but there are a few girls that I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be easy for anyone. And those kind of round robins I've never been a part of. So I don't know how it feels to pull each and every one of the girls in your class. But I know that I had endurance problems before. So that's something that you all should be prepared for, because it's going to be a long day.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Endurance is going to play a part. Big time.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Nancy. Hi.
Welcome. Sorry.
So, Nancy, tell us about some of your fondest memories, some of the really cool events that you've gotten to be a part of. I know that you're stacked on stack on stack with awards. So,
well, I mean, not as much as Gabby. But I'd say there's probably just like a few that stick out in my head. I didn't do necessarily very well in Turkey, but I have to say Turkey 2018, I think there was amazing. Like the resort we were at, just the vibe was so awesome. And I got like third right and fourth left or something like that. I did not do great. But that was the tournament that kind of lit a fire under me. And I made a decision when I came home that year that I was going to put forth every single thing I had this next year, come back to Worlds and win, which I did in Romania. But I mean, Masters, let's just get it real. But yeah. And so that was awesome. And then my super match that I had with Paige Williams in Arizona, that was another one that was really fun. Super matches are, I'd never done one before, and it was really fun to do. Lots of nerves though. I'm one of those that gets like I can't sleep, I can't eat. I just get completely engulfed in the competition, and then once it's over, it's like, oh yay, let's party, you know. But those are probably my two favorite ones. Is well, three. So Turkey, which was just fun,
Right.
and Romania winning, and then my super match would probably be my top three. Yeah.
How did the super match go?
Huh?
How did the super match go?
I ended up winning. I won that super match. Yeah.
Was it best of 3, 5, 7?
It was best of 5, wasn't it, Katie?
Mhm.
Yeah, best of 5.
It was.
It was awesome.
It was a good. Oh my gosh,
It was so good.
Paige is just getting better and better. In fact,
Oh, she's a beast. She's
I
Yeah, I've watched a
last
couple of
year.
her stuff so far because she's my very first match at the Invitational, and so I'm just kind of like, yeah.
Well, I won my super match with her, but then the next year at Arizona State, she came and I came and we arm wrestled, and she like obliterated me. So good luck with her.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Nancy. So what is up next for you, Nancy? Where are you headed next? What are you working towards? Who are you working towards?
Well, actually, I am not working towards anything. I am, in fact, I don't know if you guys probably know that I pulled out of the round robin thing. Every time I start trying to train again, these old injuries come back. I can't seem to be able to push my muscles the way that I used to. I had surgery on my right shoulder, which my right shoulder's fine, but then it's in my right elbow. Just every time I try to get back in and go to my weekly trainings and train hard, the same injuries come back, and it's just, I'm a caregiver. I have to use my arms and my body, and so I'm not doing anything right now.
Okay.
I know, sounds horrible, but yeah, I'm pretty much chilling on arm wrestling.
And that's fine. Maybe you can start reffing for us.
Yeah. Oh, reffing is stressful. Gabby, have you ever reffed?
Only if I had no option. I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it.
It looks horrible. It looks awful. It looks like the most stressful thing ever.
It's stressful. Yeah. I can't deal with it. Yeah.
I won't give any spoilers because I know we have viewers who haven't gotten to watch it yet, but watching East versus West 12, those poor refs, man. I'm glad
my gosh.
And the comments about them are just, I'm just like,
I would get my feelings hurt. I'd be all over
yeah.
I'm too sensitive for this.
Whenever I'm just watching, I do complain about them. I'm not gonna. Today I was watching the event, and I was like, "What about this reffing? Like, there was so wrong." And I was like,
elbow.
Yeah. That's what I thought today. I saw a complaint on Facebook that was like, the ref didn't even see it, but I did. And I'm like, really? The guy was like this far from the pad.
Yeah. I don't do that kind of complaint. I just complain to my husband or to myself or to I won't go out of my way to say negative things on internet if I try to better.
Be careful, you don't want to piss off a ref.
No. That sounds like a horrible situation.
Like, yeah, a certain match where he was like literally like this, screaming at the ref. I'm like, no.
Can they throw you out? Like, you know how you get kicked out of like a game? Can they just kick you're out?
I always
they can.
that.
It takes a lot.
Yep.
Well, I don't think they would ever do that at East vs. West, but I think
I would hope not.
I think they can at a regular tournament, but they can't. I don't think they would, especially with Devon or someone like him. Like,
right,
he's like a very passionate when it comes to rap. But I don't think anyone would ever argue or give him more than a warning for those outbursts.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Gabby, what?
Speaking from a ref's point
Oh,
of
sorry.
view, yes, you can kick someone out of the tournament.
I think Christina likes to do that.
Oh, actually,
I think Christina likes that.
Yeah, but I remember that. Just remember that last Worlds I've been to, which was in Turkey, 2022. Yeah, 2022. A Kazakh guy, he was disqualified because he screamed at the ref.
Yep.
It was at the finals, actually. He didn't like the call. He was screaming like anyone could understand, like no one could understand, but then he was disqualified.
Hey, Gabby.
Yeah.
Do you remember in Turkey when, I don't remember her name, but she is like this little
Oh yeah, Ezra.
She punched that girl in the face.
Yeah. She got suspended for a year.
Yeah. She got suspended for a year, but she tagged that girl.
Yeah.
She like pulled her in the straps or something and something. Anyway.
You mean like on the table?
Yeah. They were pulling on straps. The other girl like won and kind of celebrated by shaking her hand, and she was like with the other hand. Yeah.
That's the most violent.
Are you talking about the Nadia punch?
I don't think it was Nadia.
The Nadia. Remember the Nadia and Valerie Beach in WAL?
Oh, no, I don't remember that specifically, but I believe it happened.
Yeah, I've heard about that too, but I've never seen it. And guess what? Like the girl, they were 50 kilo. Like I don't even know how many pounds are this, but like the lightest weight class.
Little.
The lightest one.
I wonder if she thought it was worth it. The girl who lost, the other girl. Imagine.
Spicy. She's spicy. I don't know. She's very spicy.
Oh man, that was worth it.
Well, she already lost, so she like might as well.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, she lost.
She literally went out with a bang.
Yeah. She's gonna go second. That arm, she lost her qualification that arm and got suspended for a year. And she was lucky because the Worlds were gonna take place like a month after that World next year, so she could attend.
Oh, how perfect!
Yeah, it was like 13 months after, and
so it's like not even being.
And it was like she was still training, so she came in just strong as anything.
Yeah, I don't think it changed a lot. Just like it was just like very embarrassing for her because she was there and probably like her whole family and I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The way that arm wrestling people are talking now, I'm sure people would just eat it up now and defend her and just think it's the greatest thing that ever happened to arm wrestling since everybody wants the characters and the action.
Would definitely get more attention on social media though. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Yeah, what are you up to next? What are you working towards, or any super matches?
Wait, did you ask that for Gabby?
Yeah.
Can I ask her a question real quick again?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, Miss Gabby, we're all seeing that you're doing some serious stuff right now. I feel like we're about to see a whole nother level of you here pretty soon.
Well, okay, the thing is, no, it was supposed to happen, but I don't think it's happening that soon anymore. Which, like, after, remember when we were at Bob's tournament that year?
Yeah.
And I couldn't do any after pool.
Yeah.
Because I was hurt. So I don't know why in my mind I thought you was okay to take the match with Barbara right after that. I thought I was gonna heal, and then I didn't, and I haven't still because every time it's just like the same thing. Like every time I go back to have training, my pain comes back.
Like with me? Like with
It
me,
was the
like,
whole thing. Like I was already hurt when I got there.
no, I mean, like with me, that I'm having, like, every time I try to train hard again, I get the old pain back. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like I basically I just like I think I had one match last year and that was it. Like and even that match, although it took like almost 10 months to pull, or actually 8 months, I was still not feeling healthy, or like it was still hurting during the match. And then like I couldn't get into the like I hate training with pain. And like I can't remember the last time I trained that I had no pain. So I was just like feeling really down, like I'm gonna stop arm wrestling. I can't handle the pain anymore. But then like I would never stop without a rematch with Barbara. But then I didn't want to train, and I was like in this mass in my mind.
Yeah.
But I just this year I did some treatment with some injections that helped to proliferate new tissues,
Okay.
and it helped me a little bit, and I back to physical therapy like traditional ones. And I'm also doing a lot of tissue massage, like those painful ones, to help me recover from practices, and it's really helping as well. And I even had a conversation with Engin about our rematch, and it was supposed to happen like next event, but now I think it's gonna happen later because of agenda problems. But it's gonna be this year, I believe. I hope so. And I'm feeling better now. So what you guys are seeing is because I'm back at really training like I used to. So it's just like I told myself, and I told Engie, I'm not coming back if I'm not 100%. I don't want to lose again, and I'm not
Yes.
going back. And
Yeah.
I've been there, not 100%. I lost. It sucks. I'm not repeating any of that. So he understood me because it's been a while since I last been there. And now I'm just like really preparing myself to be like at least I have to be at least at the shape, or the form, or the healthy in my arms and the strength that I was when I pulled Egle. That was like my strongest so far. And
Yeah.
from that point to now, I was just like being kind of down, but now I'm climbing back up, and I'm really hoping to achieve
Really strong.
that
Yeah.
strength or more, because actually I'll need more, and I need to be stronger than I've ever been to beat Barbara. And I
Yeah.
think I can, and I just need time, and that's what I'm working on getting like right now I'm doing a lot of training with like terrible high amount of reps, lightweight, working on kind of building my tendons and
Mm-hmm.
ligaments again, because
Yep.
that bothers more.
Yep.
And I'm whenever you guys see me there, it's because I'll be ready, because I'm not coming back unless I'm not. Yeah, so that's what I'm
Yeah.
working on. Yeah,
You got it. You have to be 100%. You have to be
yeah.
100%.
Yep, absolutely.
So I just want to acknowledge some of our chat real quick. We got Mike Nance and Stan Waku moderating for us, so appreciate you. The Arm Wrestling Podcast, welcome in. Andrew Wood is, being him, Andrew Wood self in our comments. Born Wrestling, welcome in. And Jody. Jody says hello to you ladies. So,
Hi, Jody.
hello.
Hello.
So yeah, I bet you could beat all the girls in the round robin, even injured. Do you think you could? I look at the round robin and I'm like, oh my God, if Gabby's coming, she's gonna win the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not coming. I was like, I really wanted to come, but I'm not North American. I'm South American. So I don't qualify for that. And well, I probably would. I think I could. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't pulled Sarah in a very long time, but uh yeah. I think
I still think you're no
I'm
disrespect,
not I don't
Sarah, but I
I'm
still
gonna
yeah.
give my yeah, I'm gonna just give my uh I don't know, my idea here, but I don't know many of the girls, especially from the heavier class. But
Canada and the girl, yeah.
yeah, but probably because of that, I think that the lighter class it's more uh it's harder, it's more balanced. I don't know. I
I
don't
would
know if I'm
agree.
saying
Yeah.
something right, but yeah, there are gonna be very interesting matches there.
I think, yeah, I'd say with the lighter class, I'm super excited because like a lot of them have pulled each other before as well. Like a lot of us in the heavier class have not even like interacted, let alone.
Right.
And
It'll be
so
interesting to see though, because there are so many that haven't pulled each other where it's like,
Yeah.
exactly. But and so my I guess my point was being like with the there's those like that history with the 154s that it's just gonna make it like popcorn. Ooh, this is juicy.
I think with the lighter class we'll have the history and the like the more wars kind of matches, and then like
yeah.
in the heavier we'll have the surprise factor because most of them haven't met. So I think it'll be interesting in a different way. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because we can't really predict by like their history of pulling in other tournaments. So
Yeah.
Right.
So how many of us think that Jocelyn might be able to beat Sarah?
I don't
Maybe.
know.
I think maybe.
Jocelyn
But I don't know.
is insane. She's
I
strong.
don't.
She's eager. She's ready for this. And from what I've seen, she is 100% ready for this round robin. I don't 100% remember what round they're polling. So
Actually, I haven't seen any of the. Yeah, I haven't seen any of that.
yeah, so I think that would play a big part in it too on who, and then what also plays a part in it is who they pulled up until they pull each other.
Yeah. Who do they battle? How long are their battles?
Think, if they were the very first match, fresh on fresh, I think it would be absolutely insane, and it would be like probably one of the best matchups that we would be.
I realize Sarah has years. You know, she started when she was really young, just like Gabby did. So she's got. I mean, she's table smarts. You know, which Jocelyn, I don't know how long Jocelyn's been in it, but it's not as long as Sarah.
She said on Jody's show she'd been in it 5 years at this point.
Okay. Yeah, so she's got a lot to learn.
And
but
then Sarah has the Swedes. That Swedish background that everybody envies with all their.
Well, if anybody is going to give her, I mean, no disrespect, but I feel like she's the one that might give Sarah some, some beauty stoppers.
I think, in my opinion, Jocelyn's the one that everybody's watching to beat Sarah, and so.
Or at least something. Give her some. Give her something. Some fight.
So, but no, I think Jocelyn's gonna do absolutely amazing. I think Sarah's.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. And there's just so many wild cards in it. Shauna's crazy. Paige is crazy.
Joe, and of course, a lot of you guys, I've never seen you pull. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to know how everybody's going to do, but it'll be interesting. I'm excited to find out.
I'm getting my 2 wins, and I'll be happy as long as I don't go 0-11. Lucky's happy.
Good. Who's your first pull?
My Paige. Paige is my first.
Oh yeah, you said that. Oh.
I have Bachman third, and so That'll. I'm like, later down the road.
I have Sarah first.
That's right. It is you and Sarah first.
Oh, you do? Oh, well, give it your all.
No strategy.
Casto, it's up to you. You gotta wear.
Yeah, wear her down for the rest of them, Christina.
All match.
Right.
They're all counting on you to tell
Yeah, tell them halfway through the battle just to make it last longer.
Right.
We're all relying on you, Casto.
Yeah, the oldest one in the crowd.
How old are you anyway?
56.
56, okay.
56.
Yeah, okay.
She celebrates year 32 in the sport in September.
Oh my goodness gracious. Wow.
So
I'm kind of a new still when it comes to that. And hi, Stephanie. Your thing doesn't come up on my thing, so I didn't even know you were here until you came up on the screen.
Well, I think if you tap the screen on the left, then you can push gallery and then you can see everybody.
You can change the view.
Oh, okay.
No, not with your.
That was my finger, apparently.
Oh wait, is it?
You guys are at the same house.
yeah.
I don't know what's going on. You have to,
Yeah.
That is so funny. Like she walked over there.
It was like, it's like one of those
That
like,
No. Hi. I'm a time traveler. I went to her house. I just thought it was for fun. I'm really a time traveler.
Yeah, and you gave yourself the better background, Katie. Come on, you have like a nice curtain behind you, and she got the bookshelf.
No, hers is cool. Hers looks like she has like in a beautiful the bookshelf.
right.
There's an open door with light coming in. There's
Nancy's background is making me feel bad about my house. Like my house will never.
That's my house and Nancy's. That's my house and Nancy can't take credit for my house. That's my house. This is my
house.
This is my curtain, and my curtain is quote better, and that it's just like super boring. Like I wish I had a cool background like Lucky with the wards or like a gym background like Stephanie or Gabby's got something in her background.
These are my hands.
Yeah, I'm just boring, but whatever.
Yeah, you got your or whatever.
Yeah, Lucky's background's awesome.
So yeah, so shout out to Virginia Arm Wrestling League. They gave me a shirt. Well, Dan made me pay for it, but he gave it to me at a discount, so I'll still shout him out for that. Because I had ordered an extra large, and I told my mom today because I'm doing this weight loss stuff right now. I was like, I need new clothes because I look like Bilbo Baggins walking around. And everything is just so big on me right now. So it's hashtag kind of flex, but also like send me money. I need new clothes. All right, so ladies, when you are not arm wrestling, what are you guys up to or gals up to? And since neither one of you are you guys are taking breaks, you're taking care of yourselves, mad respect for that. Your body comes first. You only have one. What are y'all up to outside of arm wrestling?
Go ahead, Miss Gabby.
Okay. I'll start my speech. Okay. So, I work. I'm a gymnastics coach. And well, even though I haven't competed in over a year, like at the high level that I used to, I haven't stopped training at all. So I train every day, either light or heavier or 90% of the time complaining, but I'm still training. And and also, well, I just work and train, and on weekends I either am with my friends or family, so nothing fancy. I'm gonna go to the US next weekend for the East versus West finals in Florida.
Florida, yeah.
And then I'll go visit my uncle in California.
So when are you gonna make US your home?
I I don't know. I really like Brazil.
Yeah,
So I was there once.
Brazil.
I don't
Yeah.
think I would.
What?
Be quiet, ladies. I'm working on something over here. Be quiet. Don't ruin it for me.
Yeah, I really like going there, but I really like coming back as well. So it's just like not it's not in on the plans right now, but maybe in the future.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Yeah, but so far it's just visiting and going there and competing and having
How long
fun,
has
meeting friends.
Victor been your coach?
How long has he been my coach?
Yeah.
Since 12 end of 2012.
Okay.
Yeah. But like when he really, really started training me was beginning of 2013. That's when I trained for like exact 6 months to pull my second super match against Sarah. That was like very, very like was probably one of the best preparations I've done, like the longest because I was really out of my best back before that. And then now it's easier. I don't have to train so long for like something that big because I'm not like I'm always somewhere near there. It's easier to get to the top.
How about you, Nancy? Besides hanging out with our girl Katie and making us all like super jealous.
Fun. Going with Katie.
Oh yeah. All the time.
Oh, I got to remember not to do that. I'm a caregiver. I have right now. I have 3 jobs. I'm working about 70 hours a week, which is good for the pocketbook, but not good for really anything else. So, but I've got a lady with dementia, and I've got a guy who had a stroke, and so I take care of them. I also work for the city of Hillsborough. I'm a facility supervisor there. I try to see my son whenever I can. I've never been a training type person. Like I didn't have a sport. Like I quit school really, really young, and so I was never in sports. I was never in anything. So I don't enjoy working out. I don't enjoy training. Sorry, everybody. So, I really only do that if I feel like there's some sort of a major reason to. And lately there hasn't been.
But do you feel like it's harder for you to like every time, like since you don't train, if you're not preparing for a tournament, do you think it's harder to start to train? Because I feel like if I take a break, it's always harder to come back. So that's why even though I was not having anything planned, was injured or whatever, I was just like, I have to go to the gym because if I stop, maybe I won't come back.
Yeah. No, and I had that mentality like when I was training for Worlds, like when I said I took that year and I decided I'm gonna do this. Like I wouldn't miss any days because I thought like if I missed that one day might have been the day that made me strong enough to like win. So I had that mentality for a second. But it's not my I see what you're saying, but like I just can't I can't like it.
Me either.
And also like but I'm also talking about like it's harder to feel motivated to start over, but it's also harder to achieve a certain level, like because you always have to start from the zero. Like because the process to getting at a certain level, it's long and it's hard and it's slow because you don't get there fast. And then if you allow yourself to go back to zero, maybe it's even longer and harder and slower next time. That's
Oh, I
my
would
main
100%.
concern. More than motivation,
Yeah.
like it's how long and how hard it is to get back to where you want to be.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you if you're still in the game, then you have to be in the game always. Yeah.
Yeah.
So give us the 411. So now that you're on this training, help us stay focused, Gabby. So tell us about that wicked hook that made you number one female. That how do you train that? How do you give us all your secrets?
No secrets at all, but okay. I used to train before this injury pretty much the same for like this past 10 years, and I haven't had a problem with my training at all. It it was basically, and I always whenever I share my training, I always say this is what works for me. So if you try it exactly the same way, it doesn't mean it's gonna work for you the same way it works for you. You have to learn about your body, your recovery, your how much you can handle a week, and how it responds to each thing. So I think most important part of training it's knowing your body and what works best for you. But anyways, I train uh basically top roll, back exercises, and so hand and wrist 3 times a week at least. And so on Mondays, I do back exercises and top roll, like rising, pronation, and all those kinds of stuff. On Wednesdays, I do hook exercises, biceps, and like a lot of pulley at the table. And I always use, like, I think what changes the most for me, it's that I always use that wrist wrench that rolls against your fingers to
Mm,
any kind of exercise that I'm doing. So whenever I'm doing uh, any kind of movement that mimics arm wrestling, I'm with that handle because if my hand is not strong enough, then there's no point pulling the whole stack of weight. And that's what I think it lacks the most for the women's classes, usually that I pull. So when you guys were talking about Jocelyn and Sarah, all I was thinking is I think Jocelyn is strong, but I don't think she has the hand and wrist to hold Sarah because Sarah's hands and wrist are really strong.
okay.
And that's what changes. Like that's what I
Speed too.
feel. That's like that's exactly what I feel that separates high level women then
You said
to
that in Utah. You said
yeah,
all of the girls need to work on your hand and wrist. Yeah.
because that's where the match starts. Like
Yeah.
if you lose hand control, then you either had to be like twice as strong or I don't know, because it's way harder. So that's why I train like stimulating my hand and wrist all the time with for every moment, if it's side pressure, if it's front pressure, if it's back pressure, if it's wrist, if it's whatever.
Do you think that it's
And
possible to get around that by being good in the strap? Like, does that ever let you get away from having a weak wrist and hand?
yeah, yeah, I think that's what helps because that that handle, like if you try to go back pressure and your hand's weak, your hand's gonna go up and you can't pull the thing.
Right.
So you have to be engaging your fingers and hand and wrist all the time before you try to use your arm. So that's why I use it all the time. And I when I'm like away from tournaments, like far from competing, I do table time once a week on Saturdays. And when it gets closer to a tournament, I try to do at least twice. and maybe when it gets even closer, one third time, just really for the mental part of it, like remembering positions and the game playing.
When do you
But
stop?
when I stop,
When do you stop before a tournament?
usually I do my last very heavy table practice 2 weeks before, and
Okay.
then I'll do a light table practice 1 week before. And then that week, I just like, let's say, because I usually train table on Saturdays, and tournaments are usually on the weekend. So I train heavy table 14 days, light table 7 days, and then like 5 or 4 days before, I do some blood flow uh with the rubber, whatever, some just
The
very
band.
light, yeah, with the bands, just very light movements to blood flow and recovery and just awakening of my brain that something's coming that I'm but I usually take like off a full like unless I'm not with I mean besides the bands it's just like full week of no training and I always feel good. But what I think changed since I started training with Victor that really really changed a whole lot of things for me. It's the way I warm up. I used to just do bands, light as I could, just stretch here, stretch there, and like I can't really move my arms, so it will get tired. And he taught me the opposite. So I start warming up like 1 hour before my match, and I do it bands, but I go all the way until my arms are blown up, and then I can't move my hands
Tournament?
anymore at the tournament. And then it scares the hell out of me. But then I rest for like half an hour, nothing. And then half hour before my actual match, I do some light warm up again. And then just movements. And then I do some table, some big pressure, but short ones. And then I kind of rest for another 20 minutes and then I'm full. And then when I pull, it's just I'm like at least 2 times stronger than when I first started warming up.
Wow.
That, but that's scary, I know. And I've
Yeah.
yeah, because it feels like your arm's not gonna recover from the first warm
Yeah.
up, but it
Right.
does. But also it you have to train that.
Right.
So, and I started
I'm
doing
gonna
that
try
because I noticed at my like so when I go to table practice and then I go in and pull a lot of people and then I can't do it anymore and then I'll go just to the couch and start chatting with my friends and
Taking
then
a
I
beer.
all of a sudden like half hour later I was like I want to go back to the table like it's been half hour and then I'm stronger. Then what happened? Like I don't even like I was just
Yeah.
talking and then that's when
Rest.
I started realizing that uh, I'm usually better in the middle of the practice than in the beginning of it.
Mm.
Gotcha.
So if you want to try something new and want to be scared, you should try it
Well,
practice first. But it's a good thing
I
to
kind of
try.
have a big, I have a big practice coming up in like 2 weeks. So I'm gonna try it, see how it feels at practice,
Yeah,
and then
you should
if
try
it
it
works,
practice.
it
Yeah,
works.
it's not gonna feel good, but then it will.
And if it does work, Castor, you going down, son.
Doesn't work. I'm not the one who told you that.
Oh,
Talking smack.
you gotta be careful. I got a whole podcast. I can totally be like, listen, y'all. On
Guess
that,
what I heard about
Again, that's what works for
gotta be
me. So,
said.
and it does work for me, but I don't know if it's gonna work for you guys. You should try though. It's really interesting to see how your body recovers and how your body responds. I was very skeptical at first and I was terrified. And then when saw that it worked, then I saw it and I believe it. That's exactly why I'm telling you this. It's terrifying. You think it's not gonna work, and I thought it was not gonna work, and it works for me, but I'm not sure it works for everyone.
You got allergies down there, Christina?
What?
You got allergies?
Oh.
What's it? Yes, very bad. And my cat's sitting right below me.
You know, Castro, most people don't invite the things that they're allergic to.
So, Gabby, what do you think of the idea that the practice is the same? Like you consider it as like a 1 rep max day. So I like if I'm comparing it to like powerlifting and I have different days on my lifting schedule, but then when I come to practice, that would be like considered my 1 rep max day. And then I would take that same idea for warming up at the tournament. Like if I'm going to do a 1 rep max, I just don't use a bunch of light weights before I hit it. I gradually work up until I get to it. And then my last lift, and then I'm going to rest 5 minutes, and then I'm going to hit that big heavy one, which kind of could go along with the idea of what you're saying about going to the top, resting. So this almost sounds like you're having more than one rep max. You have your 1 rep max where you blow it out, then you rest, and then have more. Like you have 2 1 rep max. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the difference I would assume is that when I'm getting my arms blown out, but by the volume of repetitions, not how the weights are, because I do it with hands, so I just keep on like a lot of repetitions just to
it's volume work. Okay, so it's like it's a lightweight.
Yeah, with the lightweight, yeah. But when I'm at the table, I try to like it would be 1 rep max because I warm up hitting as much as I can, like not a whole bunch of times, but like from 5 to 10 times before, like half an hour before, or just static holding, but with a lot of pressure. And just feeling my hand attacking and feeling my hand defending, like with some almost to my max, and then I'll rest. Yeah.
Do you think that if all of the matches went straight to the strap, that the hand and wrist would even matter? Do you feel like?
I think not as much, but still, it still matters because there's a lot of slight movements, positions that you can gain even on straps. So it does matter a lot, actually. I mean, I think that you can do a lot of movements on straps as you would off of it, but especially at the grip on when they are applying the strap, that's when it matters the most.
I need some more high level training on that because I don't have anyone to help, and I'd love to do some more work on the strap because I feel like that's what I have. I have the strap.
To be in California.
It's because I'm in California.
She's coming to California.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh yeah, where are you gonna be?
I'll be in San Diego.
Oh, are you coming to Grinder Gym?
I haven't made plans. So I'll be there like for 2 or 3 days only, but we can try to meet.
That would be so fun.
Yeah,
you could do with the light guys, and you can
What is it?
I said I'll be your manager. It's going to cost a fee.
Oh, I'm so bad at promoting myself.
Me too. I know.
So, you touched on this a little bit when we talked earlier, Nancy, but tell us about Romania. Like, I want to hear all the dirty and fun and exciting details.
Well, that was probably I mean, that's where I won, but it was probably the least fun and exciting one. It was,
Oh, never mind. Tell us about the fun.
A lot of stories from Turkey, though.
Yes, yes. Fill us in on
Turkey.
on the other hand.
All right. So Nancy, tell us all the fun, dirty, and exciting details about Turkey. That's what I meant to say.
We're only allowed to speak about ourselves in Turkey. Like, you can't talk about anybody else's experience in Turkey. So I'll just be speaking about myself. But no, it was magical. Like, I having all of the arm wrestlers in the same resort, all inclusive resort, immaculate, just cool looking, pools everywhere. I mean, you start the day off with the call to prayer. I mean, I'm not a Muslim, but it's so cool to hear it at like 5 a.m. over the loudspeaker, you know, the chanting and everything. And you just felt like you're somewhere else. You are not at home anymore. You know what I mean? And it was just really cool. The weather was perfect. We were on the Mediterranean. I mean, come on. Like, I mean, it was the best. It was the best. And Gabby got to win, of course. I didn't win that year, but it was so much fun. We were all dancing, bubble parties and massages, and I mean, it was just amazing. It was just the coolest thing ever. And actually Pushkar came to that one. And that was his last one that he came to, and I got to meet him, which he was like my biggest, like, I thought he was the coolest thing ever. And then he ended up passing away not too long after that. So that was cool being able to see him and his wife and the way he interacted. Gabby, I don't know if you paid attention to it, but the way he interacted with his child and his wife was just like, oh, I mean, very much of a family man. So
I don't think I got to see that, but I remember we were going to the party, which was like all the way, you had to kind of go all the way almost to the ocean. And then I remember just passing by him and like greeting him, and then that was the last time I saw him.
Party. Yeah, it was way too much fun.
It was. And I remember that I was cutting weight. So I was so mad at Victor because every day he was going to go to the club, and I had to go to bed and be there during like 10 hours in town. Oh my gosh. And he was just like enjoying the whole resort.
Oh, and you're cutting weight. Oh God, that's horrible. Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. But
you obviously made your weight. What were you doing back then? What category were you in back then?
I was 154 that year.
Oh,
that was the last time.
Yeah, you weren't having any fun.
No. And then in the middle of like, I was in sauna since 10 a.m. the day before the weigh-ins, and at 2 p.m. they called me to do the doping tests.
Ugh,
I had to pee, and I was like dehydrating. I was like, I don't even have anything. Like, I wish I had, but then I had to like wait a whole lot to feel like peeing, to pee in the cup, and then
I got tested after I won in Romania. I got tested and I couldn't pee either. I could not pee to save my life. So I had to sit there and just drink and drink and drink and drink and drink till I finally peed.
And I couldn't even drink water because I was
cutting. No.
I was water cutting.
So oh God. Yeah, no, that's not fun.
Did you just spend 4 hours in a sauna? Here, drink 20 ounces of fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all your day's gone.
Now you go back to for 8 hours in the sauna.
Right. And I remember we stayed the whole day until the sauna closed.
There was a lot of sick people that year. There was a lot of you that were just like, there was a lot of sick people that, I mean, I just remember people being held up by their arm wrestling team because they're so lethargic from trying to cut
Oh,
weight.
I remember
Oh my
seeing
God.
on Garbaev, uh, IVing himself to hydrate back to hydration mode. He was very bad.
Okay.
That happened to me in France.
Oh.
The day after I weighed in, every time I would take a deep breath, it felt like I was having a heart attack.
Oh
And
no.
they said that the muscle around, that the muscles that surround your heart or something was so dehydrated that every time I would try to take in a deep breath, that it was squeezing on my heart. And so they told me that I needed to rehydrate really well. Well, in France, they don't have Powerade or anything, any electrolyte drinking. And it was horrible trying to rehydrate on sparkling water. It was bad.
Oh my God.
What do they call it? They call it no. God, what do they call
Why
it
they
over there?
don't have any electrolyte drinks in France?
Yeah,
There's
just put,
Um,
well, you just
only
put a
way
little bit of
that-
salt in your water and drink that.
yeah.
That's what I do.
yeah,
I'm bored.
in Europe, it's a lot of their like Gatorade or Powerade is banned because of the coloring.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Not good for you.
can you leave?
Lucky tea.
Yeah,
No, just regular water's fine.
but they had electrolytes, but you had to go to like the pharmacies to get it. And at this time, the pharmacies were closed. And like she said, that's just what we did was I put salt in my water, and that was hard to find sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fixed it.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
That sounds awful.
I do not know the cutting weight thing. I've always just pulled in the heavies. I'm just like, I'm not doing it.
That's probably why I never got to pull you before, Nancy, because I used to be light.
Yeah, because I never would cut. It never seemed worth it to me.
I did.
But you were really tall, so
No
Huh?
fun.
you were too tall. It would be weird if you were too much lighter than you were.
Yeah, I think it was fine. I mean, I've lost a lot of weight
Gabby said
recently.
you look funny.
Who said I look funny?
No.
Gabby.
No, I didn't. I said you would, like, if you were 154, and I don't know how tall
No,
you were, but you were pretty tall. It would be weird.
I need some clickbait for this podcast for when I promote it to everybody. Nancy and Gabby go at it.
Did you hear what Gabby said about Nancy?
No, you're funny, Lucky.
No, we don't need any of that.
Nope, not at all. So Amanda Marshall couldn't be with us tonight. She's still around, she's just not here at the thing. But she did send in a question for Gabby. Good. It's kind of a multifaceted one, so I'll try to I'll just read what she wrote. She would like your opinion on what Americans are lacking compared to her country and your country and others. The training, the mentality, and why we have less women than other countries. Do you have any constructive criticism for us?
First of all, you don't have less women than in Brazil, or any other country here in South America. So I think you are pretty good with the amount of women you guys have and the talent and the quality of the pullers. As I said before, I would say that what really changes from the high level girls to the other girls, wherever they're from, it's hand and wrist control, and I think it's valuable if you train with men more. Like, I only train with men because whenever I pull with them, it's really hard and discomfort. But then when I pull with women, their hand feels better to me.
Yeah, it seems a lot
and
easier.
then that's like, I don't ever train with someone I can beat, because then there's no point. I always train with men that are stronger than me and that would uh, make me work where I need and show my weaknesses and show where they would be able to attack me if they wanted, but then they show me how to defend from that. And I think that's how I've gotten better. And that's usually how I prepare for my like super matches. I have a friend who is really into studying people. I'm not, but he goes and studies my opponent and then he plays them to me, and then I'll have to to pull him as they
amazing.
were my opponents. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is awesome. That could be you, Nancy, now.
I should fight that big group of skinny Asian guys that I always beat, because they wouldn't be any fun for you.
Yeah, they have to get
make them use two hands.
whoever is stronger and would give you trouble or that you not feel comfortable pulling. That's when you learn, because other than that, it's just gonna feel good and you're gonna be able to do whatever you want. And like today, I did table with my husband. His hand is huge. I felt so frustrated because I basically couldn't do anything that I wanted. But at the end of the practice, he said, you're stronger. But for me, I felt terrible, but he could feel like, because I wanted to try to top roll him, and I was like putting my max effort on it. I couldn't, but then he was like, I had to really work to not to let you do that. So that's good. And
it does feel really frustrating though, huh?
It does. It's so frustrating.
I don't even talk to him when it happens. I just come home.
You just go straight to bed.
Get like in a bad mood, and then it takes a few hours to come back.
I love that. He just gives you your space. He's just like, she's space.
Well, I think I don't know, but you've completely inspired me now, because like for me, like in Virginia, I'm no longer the only female. Super excited. Cassidy moved back to Virginia. She's from Florida. She moved up to Virginia. And then we have two twins, Ella and Emma, who I went to practice with on Thursday, and it was super fun. But up until literally Thursday, my only practices I've gone to have all been guys. And so I was like, I need to find a practice with girls. Well, I guess I don't have to, because Gabby said not to.
No, the only thing that you have to is to find at least one guy who is really willing to help you.
Right.
And like and if like I have a few guys that our strength is kind of matched. If they let me hit, maybe I'll really hit them. And they're not afraid to lose to me. Like, first of all, because they're not hitting with me. Second of all, it's practice. It's like, and third, they have their egos figured out. They have their, I don't know, their sexuality, their masculinity, or all that figured out, and they don't care about that. But I've had very bad experiences with guys at practices that end up hurting me because they were put in a situation that they thought, oh my God, maybe I can't come back from that position. And they did something crazy and ended up hurting me. So I have these 2 or 3 guys that I train with, and I feel safe to do whatever I need. And they are strong enough to let me do that and still make me work. So that's the key, I guess. Find a good partner, even if it's a guy or a woman, but someone who is stronger than you and is willing to help.
I want to second that, Gabby, because I actually got my right shoulder injury started with practicing with a man who maybe possibly was having an ego thing. I don't know, like, but it was one of those things, and it tore something in my shoulder. And I'm very picky now of the men that I will pull with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very lucky with the guys, the group of guys I have with the Muddy River boys. Toddzilla and all of them, that they're very good, and I don't have to worry any about one of them hurting me, because we're really good about helping each other, and that's one thing that they do for me, is look out for me when it comes to things like that, especially in training.
I would
Yeah.
say most guys are. I would say, in my experience, most guys are willing, and they're,
Yeah.
you know, don't have their ego attached to it or anything like that. That would be my, yeah, 9 times out of 10, the men that I've been around have been very, very accommodating and helpful. And
I would agree.
Yeah,
So,
so
Gab,
that I think, that's I was just gonna finish and saying that I think having a good training partner, and always, like, for women, it's 100% sure focus on hands and wrists, because that's the first thing that we let go when they say go.
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So, what do you do to mentally prepare? Like, how long, like, if you know you're going to have a super match, do you start mentally preparing for it? Or do you just kind of train as hard as you can and then you wait until close to the event or even the day of to, like, really kind of get your mindset in? Or, like, do you imagine beating them a million times? You
Yeah.
have it
So
to beat them? Like,
I imagine so many things.
this is
Usually,
the,
right when I set a match, I have dreams, and then those dreams, they can be me winning, me losing, me breaking my arm, me breaking their arms, me
Oh, don't
crying,
say that.
me screaming, like all kinds of possibilities that actually, like, all these scenarios that I've pictured in my head, they never happened ever. But I get all these kind of nightmares before, but then once my preparation goes further and it's evolving good, I start to feel calmer. So um, I I've always had, like, this calmness in me whenever I'm pulling, but I only have that when I know that I've trained as much as I could. If I prepared myself right, and then I did all I could have done, then I'm calm, and I'm secure that whatever the result is, it is. Like, it's not because I don't want to be like, what if I have trained more? What if I hadn't skipped that practice? And then that's the mentality that I want to be at the moment. Like, I've done everything I could. If I win, I deserve it. If they win, they are they deserve, they were better, or they are better, or I have to. And then I don't want to be like, they won because I didn't prepare it enough. Like, that's what happened the last time I lost. I didn't prepare enough. I was injured, and then I don't feel the confidence anymore to pull the same person. But even if I practice twice as much, I'm not going to be as confident as I could have been if I had practiced all the things that I should before. But I have had few encounters that really pushed my mentality into, like, a place that I didn't like. And I've learned with a psychologist friend of mine that we need to worry to with only the things that you can control. So you can't
That's right.
control your opponent.
100%.
You can't control the referees. You can't control the crowd. You can't control the weather. So you can control you and what you're going to do. So you have to prepare to control that.
Mhm.
Whatever happens after that, it's out of your control, and it's not your fault. And if it's bad for you, you control yourself, you prepared yourself. And what's going to change in your life if you lose because something that you cannot control happened? And then he kept me thinking, like, what if I lose this match? What's going to change in my life? And especially if it was because something I cannot control happened. Well, maybe probably nothing. And then it puts you in a place that you are only responsible for your own actions before and during the match. Everything else, it's on them and it's on the environment, and it's not your fault, or it's not your responsibility, and it's not for you to control. So then you can kind of sit in peace with yourself that you've done everything. And one other thing that I used to do if I was too anxious, and one thing that he taught me as well, is that we have to control. Um, okay, so we have to be concentrated enough and activated enough and anxious enough. But all of this, they are contradictory. So you have to find how much of each works for you. Because if you're too anxious, you are definitely going to be less concentrated. And if you are uh too activated, like physically before the match, maybe you're wasting your energy before it's needed. And if you are too concentrated, maybe you're not anxious enough to activate your neural system for that action that is so fast, and you need to be like all like turned on. You can't be missing one part of it to be on the match. And then like some people work better when they're with different levels of these three things, and then you have to find which one works better for you. And then for if you're too anxious, one breathing technique that I've learned, and it really helps, is that you have to use your diaphragm. So you have to inhale for 3 long seconds, pushing your diaphragm out, I mean in, and then exhale for 5 longer seconds.
Oh, okay.
Out. And then it is like really hard because you want to breathe faster, but you have to be like inhaling slow, but exhaling even slower. And that puts your nerve system calmer. It makes it calmer. And people say that if you practice it a lot, you can even like some people get so relaxed they can fall asleep if you do it like laying down or stuff. So you can practice that too, because it's hard to do when you're too anxious for something. So you have to know how to do it before you actually need to do it. But I have had to do it like 2 or 3 times, and it worked because you have to think a lot in this breathing, and then you take your mind out of the thing that is worrying you into the breathing. So that's why you can relax a bit.
What do you think about having eye contact as you're going up to the table? Like sometimes I feel like it's better to just like I'll have eye contact, shake their hand, and then I'll set up and I'm not looking at their face anymore.
Yeah,
or,
I probably
you know what I mean?
It's like
know.
Nancy.
So I probably just look at them in the eye when I'm shaking hands, and that's it. Not before, not after. I always get really, I don't even like, I don't remember ever seeing the face of my opponent during a match ever, not even a practice. I just, when I'm pulling guys, and then I'm there like really struggling, and then they are holding me, and then it ends, and then I'll go like, was he making a face that he was like doing some strange, or he was just like there holding me, and I was kind of almost dying trying to beat him. So I have to ask people, but I usually don't. Yeah. But just because it's not of my personality.
Also, I was wondering, how important is it to be the first one at the table, or to wait till the other person got at the table, or to choose what side of the table you like?
Coming at the table before, it only makes a difference if you choose the side of the table to not have the buckle of the strap. But like if you're not gonna go to straps, doesn't matter if you come before or after. Or if you can choose, but like sometimes they flip a coin, and then doesn't matter. So
some people like to
go ahead.
I was just going to say, some people like to set up to where they're facing the up judge or the referee so that they can watch their mouth or go. But other than that, yeah, it's just what Gabby said.
But yeah, some people do that, but I don't look at the referee as well. I don't look to anyone. I look at the pad. That's where
Can I say something real quick? When I went to Arizona State last summer, and Nancy and I went there, and I had to pull Nancy. And the first time I've ever pulled Nancy in any competition. So I go up there. It's right hand, which I mean, Nancy's amazing on the right, and I'm not as good, but Nancy's amazing anyway. So we get up there, and I don't know if it was before or after the match, but she's like, I'm not going to look. I didn't look at your face. I don't look at anybody's eyes. I never look at your face. I'm not going to look at it. And we get up there, and I remember looking at her face on purpose, like just staring at her at the table, waiting for her to look at me so I could just like get that, like, I got you look. And she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't look at me. And I was like, oh, and then she just smacked me. So it didn't matter. But I was seeing if I could get her to look at me. I don't know why. Like, just like antagonistically, like, you going to do it? You're going to do it right there. Right there.
In her face, like, you did look. You said you wouldn't, but you did.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
I don't, I mean, I just kind of get up there and it's, to me, it's not really about the person, it's the hand. And so I don't really pay attention to the person. It's just what's happening here and here. Because, you know, it's kind of a me game when I'm up there. We're not in a team sport. We're in a,
well, it wasn't all you game when you got up there with me. Yeah, it was all you all day.
I don't know about anymore. But yeah, I don't really pay attention too much to the opponent, like you were saying, Gabby. It's kind of like, okay, hello, but then it's down to this, you know, hand.
So, superficial question: what's your favorite trophy, award, prize that you've gotten so far in your all's career? You have one that sticks out to y'all?
I mean, I only have one world championship, so I'll have to say that. I mean, that's what I have to say. So you go ahead, Gabby.
Oh, that's awesome, though.
I have a glass vase that I won at my first Worlds, but they are in my parents' place, so I don't break it here. Because I managed to bring it in my checked bag full of protection, and many people broke their trophies and I didn't, so they're still at my parents' place, and I really like them just because they don't look like any other trophy. And yeah, I think this is the most important because I've won other prizes, but recently the most important ones for me, they don't have like a medal or a thing. They're just like, I won a super match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't have a thing that represents that, but oh, actually I do have the shield.
You have the
yeah, but the hat, no, just the shield.
They don't let you take the hat home?
Yeah, no, just the shield. Yeah. That when I beat Egle. So I think that's my biggest victory in the last years.
That was amazing. I know that was a big deal for you.
It was because I've been trying to beat her since 2008.
She's amazing. She's no joke. Yeah.
I know. Tell me.
Like, but so so where are you in your injury? Are you feeling 100%?
I think I'm about now, like in terms of pain, I am like 85% better back. And in terms of performance, I would say probably around the same, like 80%, because I feel like I have a lot of strength. There are a few movements that when I get to that position, I kind of don't want to go in there. Like I know that's what is gonna make me win the match, but I don't want to go in that because I don't want to feel the pain. So that's what it's holding me back a bit. But in terms of strength, I'm not that weak. It's just like applying that strength to the table that it's kind of getting the way.
Well, I know for me, I can't wait to see the rematch. I can't wait to see the rematch. And
yeah, that'll be awesome.
Absolutely.
One thing for you, look, you can say whenever I'm coming back, I'm winning. Just put that.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
There we go.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Explosive. You can put that.
I know. Well, I just know that when I see your match, I'm gonna screen record your match and then play that clip right after it.
There you go. See, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. You can
And if you don't, I'll just magically, make it disappear.
Yeah,
It'll be never existed. Technology.
Yeah. Did anybody have any questions in the comments or anything like that, or
none that I really care to read?
Yeah. Block the creepy guy, please. Please block the creepy.
We've got creepy guy vibes. Okay.
Yeah. Block.
Let me see. I told you all Jody said hi. Yeah.
All right.
Mike Nan said it was fizzy water to Nancy when she couldn't think of the name. They complimented Gabby for even dreaming about arm wrestling. That's when you know you're number one.
One time I was sleeping, but I didn't have any match coming up. I just was just there. And then I had my hand laying on my husband's belly. And then all of a sudden I squeezed it super hard and tight. And, and I was like, oh, sorry. I was just dreaming about arm wrestling. I was just grabbing someone's hand.
Oh, I love that story.
How long have you been married?
Well, officially married for over a year, but I'm with him for 10 years. Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
And, sorry.
Nancy, this is my big question for you. All right. I saved it for the very end.
I'm scared now.
I know. You should be. Because we need the inside scoop on everything Katie Hankey.
What?
Katie's a sweetheart and she's a hard worker, and she's got everything it takes. Like she does. She's got the size, shoulders, muscles. She says that she is becoming Nancy Nation. So what does that tell you?
Are you teaching her how to beat me in our super match?
Well, I don't even know how to beat you. We never pulled, so I don't even know how to beat you. But she's got what it takes, and she likes to work hard. So there you go.
I actually do like to work out. So Nancy likes to make me work out because she doesn't like to work out. So then she just pushes me.
But I have to tell you though, is I am a good follower. Like I have to have somebody pushing me to get me to do things, and I like a firm hand. You know what I mean? Like so when I was getting ready for Worlds, I had a trainer and he was like on me, and I'd be like, I'm tired. He'd be like, shut up and quit being a bitch, you know? Oh, sorry. Can you not cuss on here?
No, you say whatever you want. I need that hand.
So, and I liked it. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm like, but I cannot be working out by myself and push myself to the next level by myself. I don't have that in me.
Me either.
Which sucks, but I could push Katie, you know what I mean? And that's kind of becoming fun because
I like it.
I'm kind of wanting to become more of like the coach, you know, that kind of a thing, which I'm finding really fun. So I hope
make other people do what you don't want to do. Why wouldn't
right. But she, you know, she's got young children. She's got a husband. You know, it's much different when you're free and clear of all the responsibilities and you get to just travel around and whatever. So that's kind of a harder thing to get around, but she's working hard.
I still have what is it, 5 more events this year or 6 more? So I've still got stuff. I'm traveling even though I got all the kids. We're doing it.
You got to travel. I know Gabby will agree. You have to travel for arm wrestling. It's just that's how you do it. You just have to.
Yeah, you just have to put yourself out. Like, for I have not had a strong opponent here in Brazil since almost the, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years into the sport. So I've always had to go somewhere, and the places that I had competition, they were mainly Europe, which is like the shortest flight from where I live to Europe is like 8 or 9 hours. So, and it's super expensive. And I think it's one of the reasons why it took me so long to be recognized is because I could only afford like one of those trips a year. So I only went to Worlds, and then it took a whole year for someone to see me again. And then it felt like the first time every time.
Yeah.
Until like a long time after that. So you have to put yourself out and test yourself and go after it, because I mean in the US specifically, you have tournaments every weekend.
They're all the time. All the time.
So I don't think it's not like it's lack of opportunities to do that. You just have to be willing to invest in yourself a bit.
Agreed. But you have to have the time, you have to have the money, you have to have the freedom. There's a lot that goes into it, especially if you're younger and you've got, husband and young kids. It's like, ooh.
I got young and old kids. I got 17, 16, 14, and 3, all boys. No words. Complete silence after that.
That's why Katie like searches for these far away. That's why she's like, I'm going to Vegas, y'all. See you later.
Yeah, I'm going to this tournament across.
I'm leaving the baby with you.
Right. But got handed that watching her at Vegas blew my absolute mind. Like
you guys are so sweet.
I knew she was incredible. Like, I mean, I was so excited even when she decided, she agreed to come on the podcast as her guest, and then she agreed to be like one of the co-hosts, and it was so exciting for me. And then being able to watch her at the PAL and North Championship in Vegas, I was like, holy crap. I'm never pulling her, but she's so
you guys are so nice.
She's got a really good hit. Katie, she's got a good hit. What time is it where you're at, Gabby? What time is it?
It is 12:50 a.m.
Oh, she's in the future.
She's in the future. So, like, if something was to happen, like an explosion or something, it would happen at her, and we would get to know ahead of time. We'd be like,
no, we would.
We got 3 hours.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. I don't know why I agreed with you too. I was like, oh yeah. Oh god. That's why I don't want you to be mean when we train next. I gotta agree with you.
Like,
at her place, 4 hours.
Devil's advocate.
I was just gonna explode at 10 p.m. and you guys would explode at 5 p.m. So it's just.
No,
we
you
would
got
have
5 hours.
Get ready for Nancy, because you know when they like say like the world's gonna end on like December 21st, but like in Japan it's already like December 22nd, so you know it's not gonna happen.
The world ends on different days, you know? It's all different.
Oh, that's not how it works.
Only half the world ends, apparently.
Sometimes.
This is
The
when,
light
this is
is
when
not
we
so
know we
bright.
need to shut it down.
And I was just agreeing. I was like, oh, Nancy said it?
Oh,
Okay.
she's smart. It must be right.
Yeah, she knows. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And what time is over there for you guys? Because I have no idea. Like,
We're 8:50 p.m. on the West Coast.
So we're what, 3.5 hours?
11:50.
Yeah, I'm 11:50 with Casto.
Oh, you guys
Okay.
are late too. Ooh.
Yeah, all of them except for us and Stephanie are late.
Good night, everyone.
So, but Nancy, you're on the West Coast?
Yeah, it's not even 9 o'clock here yet.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
in
just
Oregon.
getting started. You kidding me? We got like 3 more hours.
I'm meeting some people downtown. I mean, come on.
I'm really excited to leave you guys talked for another 3 hours.
Yeah.
No, this
you
is
need to
not
come to
going to
Oregon
become the
sometime, guys.
98% podcast. We are not going for 7 hours. Don't worry.
No,
I
can't
know
do
what's
that.
up with that. Hey, Lucky, I think that we should have the 98 make us some shirts. We should have free shirts for the 98 ladies.
So, no, because I asked them and they told me I had to pay them $35, and ain't nobody got $35 to pay for it.
No.
Who runs 98%?
Ryan Groden. Shout out to Ryan. We kind of sort of like you. You're cool, but I need
We'd like some more shirts.
Yeah. So it can be in the background.
right.
Tell him that if he gives us shirts,
Well,
we can.
tell him no. Tell
Well,
him
I need something. I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
Nothing.
We need shirts for the background.
He
We
told
need
Katie
to
and
do
I
a,
yesterday
little
that he's
fundraiser
gonna
for
invite
each background.
all the ladies on, and for us to like pull together some ladies to do like a 98% all female episode. And I was like, why would we need to do that? We already got all female podcast.
Yeah, you're like, I started that. I started that already. Thanks for the
That sounds
idea.
familiar.
He must have been from the future, Lucky. He must have been from the, he was behind.
I might, but I told him I might think about it if he gave me a free shirt with my name on it.
Yeah, me too. I want one too. I think
Quit whoring us out for your benefit.
Are you checking out your arm now? Everybody should check out their own arm in the screen.
She's looking decent though. Hey.
I don't have as good lighting as you.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Hey,
Wait, I need some better lighting. Hold on. Oh, wait, lighting. Oh, look at that. Now it's really popping. Look.
Lighting makes
So much different.
I don't know if I
can
can get my four. I don't. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go.
There you go. Oh,
My forearm is where it's
I
at.
don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something.
so goofy.
Gabby's over there.
We're throwing out.
Gabby doesn't even want to put us to shame.
Laughing at us.
Gabby, thank you for not embarrassing us. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, I was like, are you flexing your? Is it your arm?
Camera, y'all.
No, Gabby flexes and we go, oh, she's flexing her leg. Oh, fuck, that's her forearm.
Yeah, exactly.
That was her thumb. Come on.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my cheeks are hurting from laughing.
I know, right?
I love that. It's the best thing.
All right, Stephanie, 2-minute rundown. What happened today at the Strong Women's competition?
Oh yeah.
Third place.
Woo!
There was 6 girls in the master's class. The first one was a circus dumbbell, and since I don't know the technique, I basically just muscled it up. for my reps, which was awesome. And then I really thought I was going to smoke it on the deadlifts. And I know it might not sound that good to you guys, but I was like, it was 300 pounds and I got 25 reps, and I was upset because the girl next to me got 29. And I was getting pooped at the end and my butt was cramping. And then this was a private thought that I had. I was so upset that I wanted to just leave. And then I had to talk to somebody who do I trust? Who can I tell this to? Because how embarrassing is that? Like, I never felt that way ever. But also it's my first strongman. And they were just saying that I was having like an adrenaline dump. And then I just had to regroup myself. But I didn't know, because it's like an emotional wave of all of this craziness. And then the other two events went pretty good. I went to the one where you carry it. I don't know what it was called. I was kind of slow, but that was okay too. And then when I went to pick up the sandbag, like I have a pec strain I'm still injured, but when I went to pick it up, it cramped up so bad I thought I was going to hurt myself. And everybody was like, let's go, and cheering for me. So I just did it anyway, and the adrenaline kicked in. And then it took so long to get to the stones. And I've always been afraid of the stones. That's why I never competed before. I thought, man, I'm going to drop it on my foot, or I'm going to fall down or something. It just looks so super scary. But I had one of the guys tape my arms up, and I put all the sticky stuff on. And I was so tired, but I walked up, like Gabby was saying about how you did your big lift and then you take a rest. And then it was the easiest one and the most funnest one. And it turned the whole day around. So I really felt like the whole day was super fun, like a fun roller coaster of emotions and all these super hard lifts that I thought I wasn't even going to be able to do. Each one is so taxing. Like, it was way harder than any other strength sport I've ever done. And a whole super long day of all of it. And then
I
at the end,
say that, oh, go ahead,
yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I was going to say you
like,
lifted 300. You go.
I just was like, how am I going to have enough energy to go on the podcast tonight? And I'm sitting here the whole time trying to find a spot. It's like, my back is so sore. Everything hurts. How can I be fun? And you guys made it so fun. Like, after we started talking and laughing, like, I'm not hurting now. And like, it's like, it kind of just a come down from a fun and crazy event. And then
we're the letdown, huh? We're the letdown.
Well, how would I sleep tonight? Or like, I have to be able to get my appetite back. I don't know if any of you guys ever had like where it was you're competing, you're not hungry, and like and you have everything is there, like you're in the moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, I was just gonna say that you got a 300-pound deadlift and you lifted it 25 times, and I did my calculator because I don't know the math in my head, and it was 7,500 pounds that you lifted in just the one event, Stephanie. That is amazing.
But it was a silver dollar one, so it bows out a lot, and it like the amount, like
well, I don't care. Who cares? You still lifted 7,500 pounds.
Was crazy. I'm so glad I placed. Like, I didn't know that you could check what spot you had before, but I did not want to check. All the other people are checking. And I'm like, I want to wait till the very end and see if I got a place, because it goes on points. Like, you get a certain amount of points each thing that you do. So, and
that's great. That's awesome.
And so I get to go, it qualifies me, it gets me an invite to nationals. But I mean, I'm brand new. I never even done this sport before. Like, I only trained my lifts last week. I just like, hey, let me try it. And then show me what to do.
But when it's national?
Nationals, it's like a national, hundreds of people are competing for the national strongman.
No, yeah, she said
when.
When?
I don't know. I think it's in a month or two. Really close. Really close.
I was going to say that you had time to practice, but I know not a long time.
Or I have time to go just for the experience of it.
Yeah, that's the other side of it. Like, it definitely, like, just to see what you are capable of, what do you need to train, or where all the other women stand. Like, you have 1 week into the sport, you have to know what how it is. Like how far are you from like a certain point? What it takes in exchange experience with the other athletes. Like even
I think it's like, yeah.
If you fail at everything, you still have winning from putting yourself there, the experience and the knowledge that you will get from it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's like arm wrestling.
They were fun.
Well, you did really good, apparently. That's awesome for your first time doing it.
I'm so proud of you. That's amazing.
Yeah, I am too, Stephanie. That's awesome.
Yeah, I wish you guys could have been there. Imagine how fun it would be if we had a bunch of us girls in there. Have our own.
All powerlifting, all lifting giant boulders over our heads.
I'm trying to find a hair thing.
Here. Do you need a band or a clip? Here, a
I
clip
need
or
a
a band?
band.
Oh, here, I got all of it.
No. This is when y'all braid each other's hair because y'all are having a sleepover.
I have a sleepover.
Nancy's doing this prolonged like bicep flex for like 10 minutes. We get it, Nancy. We get it. You're amazingly strong and buff. Great. Thank you.
We're not having a sleepover.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Now I'm the library. Oh.
I love that. I wish I could visit you guys.
I'm the naughty librarian.
That would be fun, Stephanie. That would be fun. I agree.
Hey,
she wishes that we could hang out.
Bookshelf. I don't want to know what kind of role playing y'all are gonna do tonight, but with the bookshelf and all that.
You mean like put it into like a bun so I could be? Oh, I need some glasses. Hold on.
A book to read.
Wait, what? Yes, I need a book to read. Yeah. Oh, hold on. And wait, what are we playing? It's silly. I don't know.
You guys are gonna invite the wrong crowd to this podcast.
That's why we stopped the role playing, because it wasn't going to go anywhere good. So we stopped.
We're being good now.
Yeah. It's your fault. You mentioned librarian. We were just talking about hanging out.
Right.
Everybody knows that's some sort of gateway drug. The hair in the bun talking about the librarian. It's all over.
The gateway trolls are coming.
Oh no. We should cut before the trolls
requesting me.
I should have blocked someone the other day. Want to stop bugging? Yes. Stop bugging. You get blocked.
Put your AirPods back in. You're echoing real bad. Can't hear you.
Yeah.
They are in.
Oh,
well, sorry.
Is it me? Hello?
Maybe I was just talking too loud.
Okay, we're going rogue. We're going rogue.
Yeah, no, the three of us are going to bed. The three of you can go ahead and continue the party.
No, we're gonna cut you. Yeah.
I don't stay up late enough
to get off here.
Over.
I have
just like the tournament, and
early.
then when you have after pool, we are the tournament, and then you three you have the after pool, the after podcast.
The after hours, the after show. This is the after. We're gonna have the after show after.
Yeah, we say goodnight to all you guys, and then we start taking shots, and the lights go down, and
You waited 2 hours for the fun part.
Yeah. Now I think the guys just said we can't even get super chats, can we? Like, because if we got super chats, then we could like take their questions.
How many subscribers you need to do to get super chats?
I don't know.
I don't even know what a super chat is.
Okay, so you have to have a minimum time of hours viewed within a year.
Gotcha.
So I think it is. I don't know if it. I've heard it's different in. I don't know if it's different debatement in the U.S. from Brazil, but I think it has to have at least 1,000 subscribers, and then 4,000 hours of viewed content.
Jeez.
Within a year.
Put the podcast on and then on your computer and push play and let it play all night.
Right.
Yeah.
Then get the alarm, wake up and play it again.
Exactly.
The idea, girl.
Yeah, Stephanie's got all the shortcuts around everything.
Right.
I was just thinking because we could probably get some pretty good super chats, but we.
I don't even know what a super chat. Like, what's the difference between the chat and what makes a chat super? Why is it super?
We get money.
Yeah.
They pay for their comment to be highlighted. So you see them first or bigger or like highlighted. And it depends on how much you pay. The comment gets highlighted for an amount of time. So how much, if you pay more, it stays like kind of fixed for a longer time.
And that's all through YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we need, oh, wow. So we need 3,000 watched hours. We're at 290 public watch hours. Or 3 million public short views, and we're at 26K.
Holy.
So y'all need to start sending me your matches so I can post it on my shorts, please. And then we need 500. We only need 500 subscribers, and we have 158. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. And we upload at least 3 videos within 90 days, which we do like literally every week.
Well, you're on your way. You're on your way, Lucky.
Right? We can. And then I can, maybe I'll share it with you guys. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to put it towards the Lola organization.
No, yeah. She won't share it, but there will be signs. She'll be traveling every weekend to every tournament. Suddenly, there'll be all sorts of stuff happening.
YouTube money. I don't know what you're talking about.
Lucky's all gold and diamond encrusted and everything.
What? I'm not a glad.
I'm going to get that Mr. T necklace, and it's just going to say Lucky. And then on the back, it's going to be like the little shamrock. Wow.
Yeah, and someone's going to roll out a green carpet for you whenever you get there because you're lucky. Get it? And then have a red one. Your entourage will precede you.
It's going to look like a fake grass.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Green would be awful. That's fake grass. Purple's better. Purple's better.
So in this fake, if we do the purple, we can put the green shamrocks and it'll all pop.
In this fake scenario that will never happen, purple is better. You're right.
I'm sorry. Katie, dang it.
You guys, who won?
Who won what?
Who won? Come on. Who won?
I know who won. I know everything.
Just okay. Tell me after.
The Lucky doesn't want us to talk about each person's
Yeah, well, we can talk about it after.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
In the after show.
Let me go ahead and cut off the live real quick. So, thank you everybody for watching.
Thanks, Gabby. Thanks, Nancy.
Thanks, Gabby. Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah,
had a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Good talking to you guys. It was really fun.
Great job, Stephanie. Great job.